So I just finished watching the 5th episode of Mob Psycho 100, and that was my favorite episode so far, like by far. I thought it was amazing. I got a lot to talk about. One of my favorite aspects of this episode, and the main aspect, was the opposites of Teru and Mob. The fact that the way they view their psychic powers, and how Teru views himself as like a god because of his powers. He thinks he's better than everybody else, and Mob's like the opposite. He just sees his psychic powers for what they are. He doesn't think it makes him better than anybody else or better than the average person. He just sees his psychic powers as like I said, as what they are. And Teru's again is like the opposite, and our ideals in this episode clash, I think, really interestingly. And the fact that Mob won't actually fight back because of his philosophy with not using his powers on other people because they're like knives, which funny enough Keegan actually told him about, which Keegan actually has some philosophical and good points to make. He's just a massive fraud, but that's okay, I love him anyway. And also Mob refuses to attack other humans because of an incident that happened years ago to his brother and some bullies that he believed that he caused. But at the end of this episode, essentially, we realise that while Mob's getting choked out and he refuses to fight back, he goes unconscious, and this like demon gets unleashed. And you know how there's like this Mob explosion countdown that's always going on. It reaches a question mark percentage and some demon gets unleashed, and I don't think that's Mob. I think there's some demon living inside of Mob, and maybe that's where he gets his powers from. There's something else inside of him, but it's terrifying but really fucking cool. I love the way that this show like visualizes things. Like the actual visual aspects of this show look incredible and really creepy. When that face showed up, when the question mark percentage happened and just all that power got unleashed, I thought that looked fucking incredible. And I love like the electric guitar, I think it is, the music that plays whenever Mob is fighting, whenever he gets like serious or his psychic powers get unleashed, because it just is really eerie. And I think it really contrasts how Mob is as like a person, because he's usually really chill and relaxed. But when he's like fighting and this music comes on, it's just fucking awesome. And it looked incredible. Like visually, it was insane. And like I said, like the contrast between these two characters, I think, was absolutely brilliant, and I love the way it was done in this episode. Also, rest in peace to Dimple, bro. I don't know if he's gone for good, but I'll be gutted if he is, like, because I thought he was hilarious, but maybe he's still alive somehow, I don't know. But either way, besides the fact that Mob reached a question mark percentage in this episode, or at least this unconscious being was unleashed, he also did reach 100%, and in the sadness emotion, I think, and like reversed the damage that he did. So maybe depending on his emotion, it basically constitutes what explosion happens, I assume. But yeah, this episode in general I thought was fucking great. I love the dynamic between the two, Teru and Mob, and I'm really excited to see what this being is inside of Mob, but we'll have to see.